Hello, Stephenville. I'm Michael Moore with the Stephenville Empire-Tribune. Each week we sit down with an interesting person in Erath County for 10 questions. This week we sit down with Erath County Sheriff Tommy Bryant. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Michael. Good to see you.
Good seeing you. All right, well, let's get started. Tell us a little bit about your daily responsibilities for Erath County.
Well, I don't know if you have enough time or enough sunlight for me to finish, but it's never routine. You come in, you find out what went on the night before, you make sure that you've got plenty of people on staff to answer calls, you make sure that the jail is running smoothly, look over reports from events that occurred the night before, or for like example today over the weekend. You pretty much immediately start answering phone calls. Then I've got courthouse responsibilities. For example, now we've got a court going on at district court, so I've got to make sure that security is covered at district court. We had commissioner's court, for example, this morning that I had to attend, and it just basically you got 60 plus employees and 30 plus thousand residents that are going to need something. So that's basically what I do, is just come in, get things going, and see what happens throughout the day.
All right, well, I'm sure you didn't deal with this all the time, but tell us, what was your very first job?
My very first job, I was a tree butter for Wolf Nursery whenever I was in high school. And what we did is we sat on our tails with a budding box and a two-bladed knife, and we sat in front of these little trees, and we took the knife and we cut part of the bark off, and then took a piece out of our budding box and cut that bud off and transplanted it onto this other, which made this pecan tree grow different types of pecans.
Man.
Yeah, it was not a fun job, I'm telling you, and I realized real soon that that's not what I want to do the rest of my life.
But interesting first job, though.
It was different.
Who do you count as your mentors?
Mike, I've got several people that that I could point to that did things for me or showed me different things throughout my life that I could say would be my mentors. I think the number one person in my life that probably made me change the way that I looked at life and gave me a reason to go forward and try to better myself would be my wife.
Really?
Yeah, she believed in me. She supported me on anything that I tried to do, and so I'd have to say my wife.
Right. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know, my age. I just recently turned 50, and I'm realizing that I still, my body or my brain still thinks that my body can do things that I could do whenever I was 25, but it's just not true. So, but I don't know. There's probably many things that I would change, but I guess that would be it.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, in your position as Sheriff of Erath County, what do you consider the greatest opportunities?
I love helping people, and I think that as sheriff, I've been able to make some changes for the better for people. For example, the SALT board that we created that helps teach senior citizens how to not be victimized by certain individuals or scams. As sheriff, I was able to put a new law together which helps kids that are living in homes where their parents or their people that are taking care of them, they're using or manufacturing drugs in the home. I was able to take a piece of legislature to Austin with the help of Representative Sid Miller, and we've got a new law passed that that deals more punishment for those who put their children in that position. So, little things like that that I'm able to do as sheriff.
All right, and on the flip side of that, what do you consider the greatest challenges that you face?
Oh, the greatest challenges is, I think, trying to put a dent in the illegal drug problem that we have, not only Erath County, but all across the nation. But and we're fortunate. We're not as bad as some counties, but I think that is the root of most evil as far as crimes is our illegal drug market. It affects from the very poor to the very rich. It affects our children, and I think that if I could be king for one day, that I would rid our nation of our drug problem.
All right. Well, tell us also, how has technology impacted the way you do business from day to day?
Oh, it's 100%. You know, I can remember teaching in the police academy at Tarleton, and one of the things that I would stress to the cadets is that you really need to be able to express yourself in writing as a police officer, because probably 70 to 80% of everything you do is going to be documented. Well, now it's 100%. Everything an officer does, a jailer does, a dispatcher does, is documented, and it's all documented on a computer. So that's the life that we have now. You know, for example, if the computer system goes down, the deputies can't even do a report. You know, so technology has been helpful, but again, it's, you know, it hurts us on occasion too.
Mm-hmm. Tell us something about yourself that most people don't know.
Oh gosh, well, I'm not a very good shot. And let's see, I'm not a real good shot, and I'm not a hunter. My first experience with deer hunting was when my welding teacher in high school took me hunting, and one morning, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, it was about 20 degrees outside, and I froze to death. So ever since then, if I didn't have to shoot something to eat, then better off I am.
Mm-hmm. All right, and last question, if you could have a different career other than what you're doing today, what would it be?
Oh gosh, you know, I think I would be in some type of medical field, you know, nursing or something like that. Because like I said, I'm all about helping people, and you know, I see the people that work at our hospitals and clinics, and they really seem to enjoy their jobs, and you know, it's a clean environment, you're helping people, and they make pretty good money, more than a sheriff.
All right, well, thank you, Sheriff.
Hey,
thank you, Stephenville. Be sure to check back to Empire-Tribune.com frequently and see who we'll sit down with next.